Greetings! What is up, everybody? Yeah, the kitty. He's like chilling. This is like his new favorite spot, unfortunately. He'll like be bothering me here all day. All show. Well, anyway, we're gonna kind of start out here with, I guess, a little bit of shameless promotion because I got in. I've been working, as some of you may have known, I've been working with doing some merch stuff in the back end, and I wanted to double check the quality before I actually went ahead and pushed anything live. So I went ahead and bought a bunch of things myself. So actually, though, I do need to turn off my green screening for a second. So boom, there we are. I should be back. All right, so some of the things that I picked up, kitty, I got a nice shirt here. So the shirts from these, I went with the Spreadshirt as a place to do everything from. I kind of want to make this a little bit smaller than it is, but it's actually not too bad. These are American Apparel shirts. The unfortunate thing is the shirts are a little bit more expensive. I think I have gray t-shirts that start as low as like 22, which isn't too bad in the industry. This one was 30, but it's, like I said, it's American Apparel. It's a very nice done shirt. I also have, the reason I went with a Spreadshirt is to get things that are not just shirts, particularly because I have a variety of channels that I want to use. Mouse pads. How's that for a mouse pad? That's a pretty rockin' mouse pad. Got rid of that stupid Comcast mouse pad now, so I do have the Switch to Linux mouse pad. The other things I picked up, since I'm a big fan of having shopping bags, I do have canvas shopping bags available. I think these are, actually here, I have the store up here. Let me find what the price on these are. The mouse pads, it looks like, are 14, and the shopping bags, these ones are 17. So they have the nice logo, and I'm going to be working on better designs. These are kind of tests. I also have multicolor coffee cups, and also things like water bottles. So these are the nice stainless steel water bottles. That style coffee mug is 15, although I do have some as low as 13, it looks like. These are 19. I don't set the prices. I will tell you that if you purchase for every product that is purchased, I make $2. That's what the breakdown is. And I set that number as what I set. So those are things, you can actually find those. They are at spreadshirt.com. And mine is shop.spreadshirt.com/switch to Linux. Or if you just go to my website, shop.switchtolinux.com, and I will have that up on the support page before long. But with that said, here's, of course, what happens with the green screening on is that I get the nice, it does pick up the logo there, so that's kind of cool. So that's where you can find that information there. As of right now, I think that there is a 15% discount for the first 2 weeks while the shop is running. And so, again, here is the shop. Looks like I might need to move my thing over here a little bit. I'm experimenting with new designs on some of my stuff. There we are. That's a little better. All right, so this is actually the shop at Spreadshirt, and if you come in here, use this redeem code here. It's valid through March 8th, and that would give you 15% off everything. So this is the wide variety. Some of the things that you will notice is that there will be cups that have the white text. So I did everything in white text and in black text. What I can't do is I can't say, don't do the white text on a white cup. I can't do it. There's a limitation in their system for that. Here's, of course, the mouse pad, coffee cups, and there are a variety of colors as well. The cup does seem pretty nice and sturdy, and I've been using it today, so it's pretty nice. I've been using the water bottle throughout the day. There are men's shirts over here. I have some blacks and some whites. Of course, this one. Well, I use the one with the black text instead of the white text. So there's a variety of things in here that you can look into, and under the women's, there should be the same variety. And I will be doing more designs eventually as well. So that is where you can get that, and that's at shop.switchtolinux.com for simplicity. So that is my shameless promotion part 1. I'll do that again at the end for anybody that that jumps on a little bit later. And I'm thinking about picking up like a bunch of mouse pads or something and just doing a giveaway, because probably tomorrow, unless y'all go mad today, probably tomorrow I'm going to cross 1 million views on YouTube. That will be tomorrow. And that's, I mean, I don't know if that's a huge milestone in the history of all of YouTube, but that's a pretty significant thing I've been watching. Tomorrow should be that day I cross 1 million views, and that's actually pretty cool. So I just want to say thanks everyone for that. Let's go ahead and have a look at some comments there. I have some nice backgrounds too. Are the backgrounds looking good? All right, news topics for today. Of course, our featured story is this Netflix murder thing. We'll get into that. I have 3 topics. We have privacy, we have business, and we have security. And there's a good handful of articles over here. So, greetings everybody. Let's see. Lamarck, Ken Vati, Ken Coulter, James Miller, Key1 Fiend, William Nellis, Mark Yates. Greetings all. I think I read most of these comments. Alex DeJour, Test Velt OS, and Go Budgie. I think I have some of those written down. Isaiah, how's it going there? Yes, the video will probably be demonetized for saying murder. That's okay. Actually, I haven't had a demonetized video in a couple of days. Maybe after they kicked everybody off for not having that 1,000 subs thing, they actually got caught up on the login and all this. Maybe we can calm down a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. But regardless. Let's see. Yes, I do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/TomM. Kathy. Hello, Kathy. Mitchell Morrison, yes, the channel is really growing. I stuck it in a little bit of Miracle Grow. It was really good. What, you want to come back up, Kitty? All right, Kitty wants to come back up. Yeah, I'm done showing stuff off. You can come back up. Hello, everyone. All right, there you go, Kitty. Kitty's got his spot. All right. All right, let's see. Yes, and they have demonetized videos before they went live many times. The guy who got his video demonetized due to drinking water. Well, I'm going to drink tea. There you go. YouTube equals comment Nazis. Greetings, Ryan. How's it going there? Bergenheimers. Sap, boys. Sap, yo. Is it sap? Sap, yo. All right. Love the kitty, yes. Everyone loves the kitty. Except my troll, you know. He doesn't like my kitty, but that's okay. Keegan, greetings there. Need more sphincter on that kitty cam. There you go. He didn't like that. He's like, don't show my privates again. Greetings, Pseudo Linux. Yes, new shirt. Switched to Arch Linux with KDE. Good morning, Spider Eyes, or afternoon, whichever. All right, working on yet another operating system. This time I have to figure out how to compile it. Well, it's good to see you put down Gentoo, because we were going to miss you, man. Can't wait for the mouse pad. Yeah, and it's a good quality. That was the holdout. I actually put everything together last week. Placed the order actually on Sunday, so that's actually how long they took. For me, they ship from a fulfillment center here in Pennsylvania, so I'm not sure if they have multiple fulfillment centers or not. But I really wanted to double check the quality before I put anything out. And frankly, I can say the quality of these seem really good. They don't seem... it'd be interesting to see what happens if you wash the shirt a few times. But as far as the logo, it is solid on the cup. It's not like some sticker on the cup. It's solid. I mean, it seems every bit as good as everything else. Want that design on the shirt. It actually didn't look as good on a shirt. I mean, I can do it, but it doesn't look as good on the shirt. So what site are you producing those on? Yeah, they are on Spreadshirt is where I went with. And the reason I went with Spreadshirt is there's several of those groups that are very similar in review style, etc. But Spreadshirt had the widest variety of products. And I want to do things like aprons and shopping bags for my cooking channel and things like that that are definitely more related to that. And this company allowed me to do one thing, and I can set up multiple stores So I'll be able to set up multiple stores within my account, one for each individual channel, have everything filter into one feed. That's why I went with them. The prices are slightly higher for the t-shirts, but actually very reasonable everywhere else. We were pricing custom-made coffee cups and things like that, and the price is actually very competitive. I want a coffee mug and the shirt. Yeah. The other coffee mugs will have the design here closer to the handle. These ones are on the side, though. All right. And I think I have kid shirts there, too, Pseudo Linux. I believe I have that. Comcast heard that part regarding their mouse pad. Prepare the throttle and bandwidth. Yep. Here it is. XP, greetings. Shung bags. I know. I can't sell merchandise that may be actual in day-to-day life. I know. That's kind of crazy. World of Links, merchandise. Never knew you would do that. Yes. It's actually always been part of the plan. Let's see. Does it hold human blood? What, this? I'm sure this will. I mean, this holds water okay. Water, you know. So... Ryan, you're gonna make troll comments like this. Probably. Ryan is my cousin, and yeah, he's probably gonna make troll comments, but watch out, Ryan, because the moderators might come for you. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of merchandise, but the cool thing about Spreadshirt is I just design it, upload it, and then just select with toggle buttons this type of stuff I want it on. That's what it is. So it doesn't take a lot to do, but there's a variety. You may eat food for the next weeks. Awesome. Thank you, man. Troll. Yep, almost. Well, okay. My Kubuntu messing with Demon and sound. Ooh, that's not good. You can always just spin it up on a live key. And copy the configuration files from the live key back into your system. That might actually work. Yep, one should be tomorrow. My guess is tomorrow sometime during, if I do a tinfoil hat time tomorrow, my guess is maybe, you know what? Celebrate, 1 million views celebrate. I will do my red pill tinfoil hat time tomorrow. That sounds good because that's also minimum preparation because I'm trying to roll out a big website too, so. But it's a funny news article about Chinese bots opposing communism. That's funny. What is the kitty's name? This kitty's name is CJ. Here's his pretty hand. Okay. I have another one named TJ. She's camera shy. So, ooh, Total OS today. How dare you eat cheesecake? Lucid, greetings. Lorianto, greetings. Kitty hates Tom now. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna pause my comments right there, and we're gonna jump on over to our first news thing so we can get into our news. So we're gonna start talking about some privacy, and it does look like I'm gonna need to remove some of my banners over here a little bit before I push the news over. There we are. All right, so privacy news. All right, so this is kind of scary. Of course, I've been talking about this stuff for a while, but car companies preparing to sell driver data to the highest bidder. Who'da thunk it? Your car's internet connected, having all of this data on you, and even now you buy the new cars with these cellular cards, and you know they come with 1 year of cellular included and all this kind of stuff, and all they're doing with that is just collecting a whole lot of data. And so, of course, connected cars are going to monetize data, but most drivers don't know that. Guys, it's best to keep your cars off the internet. See, devices not on the internet don't need security patches. Devices on the internet, regardless of the number of security patches you have, they're going to get hacked. I mean, just bottom line. And so, of course, this was a survey, and they basically looked at, polled a lot of people, and 46% of people wouldn't trust features like, automatic brakes. I don't want, dude, the last thing I want is to be driving down the road and have my car automatically brake. Nothing's going to throw me into a panic behind the wheels more than if my car goes into automatic braking mode. And then what happens when all of these sensors start going bad? Like, have you ever had an older car where the sensors start going bad? It's like, you need air in your tire, and you really don't need air in your tire, but the car is convinced you need air in your tire, and it annoys the bejeebers out of you. What happens when that's the brake sensor? Oh, someone's in the way! Ah! I don't need my car braking for me. I will accept the human culpability of my vehicle. You don't have a computer that auto brakes for me. Honestly. But the sadder reality, they did surveys with this, but they also did surveys like, did you know that your cars are constantly collecting data, where you're going, how fast you're going, who you are, what you're listening to, all of these things in these infotainment centers, and uploading that back up to the vendor. And then the vendors, of course, are taking that information and going ahead and they're taking that information. They're just going out and buying it. And that's just, you know, so wait, I guess this is the good thing about Chrysler's crashing of their infotainment systems, because their infotainment systems weren't sending data because the things crashed due to an over-the-air update. If we could only dream, we could only dream. But that's a fascinating article there. If your automatically always connected car is not scary enough, your always connected Windows machines are coming now too. And these are ARM machines, so they're kind of locked into that S mode. You can't unlock it. So it is a Windows computer locked into only using store apps that is perpetually connected via a cellular data connection. Oh, God. Oh, God. Then they're going to be pushing these things out for everyone, you know. Pushing these guys out to... do we really need it? But anyway, these are coming out in April. Always connected Windows 10 ARM PCs. They are going to work on all 4 major U.S. networks. And that's just creepy. That's just a creepy amount of Windows 10, creepy amount of data collection and all that kind of stuff. Oh boy, so we have cars, we have Windows, now we have to worry about Facebook, because Facebook was caught in yet another experiment using all of our data to determine income inequality throughout the country. So, of course, if you don't know this, Facebook, when you go in, if you're like, you know, I don't really want Facebook to have my real birthday, or I don't want Facebook to have, you know, this piece of data or that piece of data, they have it anyway, because Facebook buys all of the data from all of your major credit bureaus and then links it to your profile. They'll figure out all these connections. They'll link that to the profile. So they have everything about you. If you have a Facebook account, they have everything about you. Probably if you don't have a Facebook, they probably have everything about you anyway. And then now they're using this type of data. Of course, Facebook, along with Google, has access not only to your online credit card data, but also your offline credit card data due to deals with the credit card companies. And that's why I use cash on about everything. But they had teamed up with Stanford University to do a giant study of personal data to study Americans' economic positions. How in the world they keep on getting these review protocols by human review boards is beyond me. There's one thing to take completely anonymized data and do some type of brief statistics, but it's another thing altogether to actually do some of the things Facebook has done. Now, this is not nearly as bad as the emotional experiments that we got into a couple years ago, but still, they are measuring American inequality, and their final conclusion of this is you know, where was it at? It's like, you know, 40% of the wealth is in the upper 1% of Americans. Where's it at? It's in here somewhere. And I'm just scratching my head going, so Facebook execs, give the money back if you're all concerned about wealth inequality. Literally. I mean, you're sitting here, billionaires. I mean, I'm not a socialist for sure, but don't sit here and make a real big social justice warrior stance. It's so bad, there's income inequality from one of the richest men in the country. Shut up, you fool. You're as bad as Jeff Bezos spending $42 million on a clock and then going on a Twitter and saying, where should I put my billions of dollars to help people? Meanwhile, 10% of the employees of Amazon are on food stamps. I mean, really. But anyway, this is kind of it. Okay, what is it? Top 1% of households is said control 40% of the country's wealth. Facebook is an incomparably rich source of information for this kind of research. By one estimate, about 3 of 5 American adults use the social network. But they have information for 5 out of 5. This is the problem with a company like Facebook having too much data, and then getting involved in these types of things, because they're, on the one hand, they're like, there's this wealth inequality problem, and on the other hand, they're some of the wealthiest people out there. And I'm okay with them earning their wealth. That doesn't bother me quite as bad, but stop making a big deal about the inequality of it if you're not really willing to, put your pocketbook where your mouth is. That's my thoughts there on Facebook. And let's see. Oh yeah, this is exciting. China overtakes the U.S. in AI startup funding with a specific focus on facial recognition and chips. And that ain't Doritos. That ain't Doritos. China, of course, is leading the way with facial recognition software, linking this with artificial intelligence, and that's just a creepy place. I mean, I was very happy to find a copy of Minority Report at the local Goodwill, because that movie was okay in its day. But nowadays, if you have not seen Minority Report, scary movie. As far as what Minority Report really is and what they're talking about. So China does overtake U.S. By quite a bit. That's kind of scary. All right, let's see. Back to some comments over here. Let's see the Linux. Gentoo actually installed for me, but I gave up sometime because I was tired of compiling. There you go. Welcome to Kmart, where K stands for quality. Yeah. Your video will get taken down for sexual content because of what you showed. Tax time, or I would buy one. Yeah. Video will get taken down for any reason YouTube desires and justifies. Yep. Greetings, LJ. There we are. Hey, LJ, how's it going there? Tim F. Tennessean is talking at the door to eat when he started earlier. By the way, I need a Waffle House, Minnesota. We have the Waffle Shop, which is infinitely better than Waffle House here on State College. I don't have a mouse pad, so it would be useful. Sweet. Anna Rita, greetings. I'll be here under my bridge. Uh-oh, Isaiah's watching. Do a rant about taxes. Oh, God. I don't want to think about taxes. Like, if you want to know how complicated my taxes get... There's some of my W-2s and 1099s have come in. I've not yet made my appointment with the accountant yet. Yeah, taxes are a giant nightmare for me. Okay, he's your cousin. We'll tolerate him. There you go. Look different without that sexy Linux shirt, but I'm not complaining. It's my new sexy Linux shirt, though. Ah. Spelly Sylvia, is Google location off? Will be Ubuntu's data collection off when I wait? What? Will Ubuntu's data collection be off when? Oh wait. When you're not on the computer, it's not going to collect a lot of data. I can tell you that. I think that's what you're trying to say. Working on my own brand of stuff. I've already had a hat made. It simply says Smoky Mountain Celt. Cool. Spin Viking, greetings all. Okay. So you catch fire tonight, embrace the hate. All right. I'll see what I can do. Dean Myers, hello, sir, to you. Talk about cryptocurrencies. I don't know nearly enough about cryptocurrencies. I can tell you cryptocurrencies are just like, ugh. Is there a way to avoid cars collecting that data? Pull the wireless card or pull the cellular card. That's the best guess I can say. Will this be an industry standard? I don't know. They don't call it the information superhighway for nothing. Don't buy cars. There you go. Yep, don't buy cars. Give a car without a smart thingies. Just get a car with 4 wheels. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hail Saint 123 is a secure password. Well, we're going to have a look at that password here in a little bit. All right. We'll have a look at that password because the Have You Been Pawned website now released a thing where you can check if your password has been leaked. So we'll have to check Hail Satan 123, see if it works. I would really love to see a church that has their password as Hail Satan 123. That just like throw everyone off. Because I'll tell you what, if you know a Christian, I promise you one of their passwords is capital G, 0, little g. You know, it happens all the time. I've worked on so many Christian projects over the years that it's like, do you guys get together and share your password books? But Hail Satan 123 would throw someone off if you're a church. Why use Netflix? Why pay the service? You have Kodi and everything. Popcorn Time. Streamo and Linux and Tor. You have Pirate Bay. Weed Games. Every movie in 4K. Linux, you have 4K video. Let's see. The vehicles are still connected. My Dodge Ram just did a big update, and I do not connect to the Uconnect system. Your vehicle is satellite capable all the time. Yeah, it depends on the car. Absolutely. Vehicle listens to you while you talk. Yeah, I need my hat for any further discussion on this one. Which Linux version works good with NVIDIA cards? You probably just want to find a Linux distro that has an NVIDIA installer with it. I think Linux Mint has that. You guys that use Arch, there's a few Arch installs I know that have those systems built in. Manjaro might, I don't know. But there are many distros that will come with an NVIDIA driver installer. That's what you want to look for a distro that contains. Linux white hackers prompted Chrysler to patch their systems after a viral video they made. Hey, Political Monkey. How's it going, sir? Yeah, I streamed yesterday, Political Monkey. I didn't see ya. I'm not sure if you were lurking or not, but I didn't see ya. So yeah, I know Linux Mint will support NVIDIA without a problem. As soon enough, we'll have toilets speaking to us with health info. Yeah, yep. I think we already have those, honestly. In fact, there was a bathroom that had some of that element to it somewhere. Hello, D-Card. How's it going? I do have an NVIDIA graphics card with Linux Mint. Really good and easy to install. Okay, you have to install. Okay. Dean Myers, is bad enough when your hard drive crashes, let alone your car's operating system. Yep. Yeah, if you've ever lived through Windows 95, you know that you don't want your car running on an operating system. I mean, you just don't want that. I mean, it's traumatic. I mean, something like that. Its reputation seems to be that works. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay. How exactly is Linux Mint so compatible? They have done a good job of putting things into the system, and one of the criticisms of Linux Mint is they do put some non-free drivers in the system by default. Some people don't like that. But the reality is, while proprietary drivers, the problem with the proprietary drivers is you can't audit what they do. But if your concern is data collection type stuff, we know that Linux Mint is not leaking data because a lot of people have looked into that. So the proprietary drivers are possibly doing something more than the driver, but we know they're not sending or transmitting data. But that's one of the biggest things about Linux Mint is it works so well because it has non-free drivers in it already, and that bothers some people. Despite most people that are using Linux these days have no problem turning that stuff on, they just want a computer that works, and that's why Linux Mint does that. All right, Facebook is starting to look creepy. Facebook has been looking creepy for a long time. What do you mean starting? Black Hat hacker causing major crashes, or Big Brother charging us by the mile just for driving. Illinois is considering this. Actually, Joe, it's either Washington or Oregon actually has this in effect. Right now it's voluntary. I have no idea what type of moron it takes to go, I voluntarily want to put this GPS thing in the car so the state can track everything that I do and pay taxes. But there are some environmental freaks that do this go, I'm just not paying my fair share because my electric car gets too good of gas mileage. Give me this thing so I can pay more taxes. Are you brain dead? But it exists. And I was reading the documentation. I'm like, these guys like, I'm just not paying my fair share because I have a smart car or an electric car. Like, oh God. Oh God. What is this world coming to where you're contacting the government to put a GPS tracker in your car that records everything you do so you can pay more taxes? What? You want to pay more taxes? Come pay some of mine. Oh. Not a socialist. Just use a little bit of common sense. Okay. You'd be willing to explain how exactly Linux Mint is so compatible with your hardware, its reputation based. I think I addressed that already. Okay. What do you do if they refuse to pay? Disable my vehicle or send me a bill in the mail if you go through a toll without paying? I don't know. Probably. Pizza, pizza. Greetings, pizza. Let's see. I was more in the gray when it comes to politics. Yes, yes. I'm more purple. I'm definitely not red, and I'm definitely not blue. Okay. So a wage gap is just rich versus poor, not women versus men. Yeah. But the men versus women causes more fights among the little people. Matrix system is designed to keep people uninformed, uneducated, brainwashed, and distracted from reality. I concur. Pizza, pizza. Greetings, pizza-loving nerd. Frosty Flake! China is implementing Minority Report analysis by running the Chinese Communist Party. Yep. Libre Secure. Nice merch. Was considering Zap hoodie before now. I have one on the way. Cool. Love to see laws that force Facebook to wipe your data clean if you ask it to. Allegedly, political, they do. Brian Lunduke did an analysis that he deleted the account. Then he had a friend of his who works in the data center in Facebook confirm his data was not there. But what he couldn't confirm, and nobody can confirm, is it actually deleted from the backups? That was kind of the problem. Just all social media, for example, asks the company to delete data. I think that data, our personal data, considering the landscape of hacking, the landscape of everything else, I think that all data collection should be completely opt-in, and any company should be forced to permanently delete your data upon being asked. Like, take the credit bureaus. I don't really want them to have the data. And if it hurts me in the long run because I can't get credit, so be it. Okay? But it's a whole lot better than me, who is kind of anti-debt, having all of this information that some hacker just steals because Equifax wants to save, a few $1,000s on not patching software. Tom has groupies. Yes, I do. I got groupies all over the world, man. And gained of any real value installing Gentoo. I disagree, Mark. The thing gained from installing Gentoo is the experience of installing Gentoo. Absolutely. Have I hugged my BSD router yet? No, I have not hugged my BSD router yet. It's over there. It's chilling. It's chilling. I've patted on the head a couple times. All right, I'm going to pause the comments there for a second. We're going to jump on over to our businessy end. And as we get into our business, we are going to, the last part of our business, I think I have 2 articles first, then we dive into our topic for the day. So, on to our business. First, if you've been following this fascinating issue between Disney and Redbox, oh, the judge came down, they let Redbox off the hook, and then they slapped Disney silly, and I laughed my panties off because it was funny. So basically, if you're not familiar with the case, most of your big movie companies will offer discounts to big rental stores. They used to do it to rental stores, things like this for places like Redbox to put the. And in fact, it's actually costs more. It costs more, but it allows them to legally put for rental copies of movies in Redboxes. Well, Disney kept on refusing to do that with Redbox, and so Redbox went out and they bought retail copies of the movies to put in their machines. Well, the retail copies of movies with Disney came with these digital download copies. And so they said, well, what do we do with all these digital download copies? We bought 500,000 copies of these Disney movies. What do you do with 500,000 download copies? So they sold the download copies for a few bucks. And so as they did that, and they sold the data, Disney comes down and says, you're selling a digital download to a copy that the terms and conditions say that you can't use that download unless you have the physical copy of the movie. And so Disney tries to sue Redbox and all this, and it finally hit in court, and a judge looked at this and said, no, you are misusing the copyright laws. I'm excited about this because this is that very, very, very first wedge in DCMA 1204, which needs to go away, because that is the part that makes it illegal for me to rip a copy of a DVD. If I have a physical copy of a DVD and I have the technology, software, hardware technology, to make a digital copy of that DVD for my own personal, private, non-distributed use under United States law, that is illegal. And it shouldn't be. I should be able to have the same way we have with music, because the Napster eroded the laws away enough that possessing an MP3 copy of music that you don't possess the physical CD to is no longer a problem. A lot of the reason has to do with the fact that CDs are not encrypted. DVDs are. Because a DVD is encrypted, it falls under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, Section 1204, which stipulates you cannot do anything to override the encryption on any physical media. And so what this does is it starts to ask this question about what constitutes a legal download. Was this obtained illegally? And Redbox always said, no, it wasn't obtained illegally. We bought the retail copy. We can do with our digital download what we want. So what this basically says is now it is actually legal to buy a DVD, keep the DVD, and give a friend the digital download. That's exactly what Redbox was doing. They were selling it. Well, Disney had a hissy fit, so they go whining to the judge, and the judge slaps Disney around saying, you guys are misusing the copyright law. And so this is opening up a whole lot of questions about what you do with copyright law, and I am so excited about this. I am so excited to see where this goes down the road. Of course, our next fun business thing, Jeff Bezos just began construction on his $42 million 10,000-year clock. So basically, he has carved out the side of a mountaintop, and he's building this clock that is supposed to be running for 10,000 years, so that people in 10,000 years can look back and see how far we've come. Guys, we're not living that long. We eat Tide Pods and drink bleach. We're not living that long, man. But I mean, this is that. I mean, why isn't Facebook sitting here having a hissy fit about this? It's like Jeff Bezos has got the cash to throw around and make a $42 million 10,000-year clock, while the majority of his employees have to get food stamps. If you're not familiar with that article, it's 10% of all Ohio employees in Amazon, according to the state, are actually, despite being full-time workers for Amazon, are relying on food stamps because they're not making enough money to live. Consequently, Amazon moved a ton of new jobs into Ohio, and it didn't really seem to help the economy. In fact, it seemed to hurt it because everyone's needing food stamps. But yeah, this is what Jeff Bezos is doing with his spare cash, building a 10,000-year project clock that's going to tell us about, you know, it's just going to be here to tell us how we're going to be living in 10,000 years. Yeah, we ain't living that long. Man, if we last another 100, I'm going to be shocked. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's do a couple comments, clear out my comment feed here, and then we're going to go ahead into the top story of the day. I should be listening to the warnings from the viewers. I thought it was public domain. Cryptocurrencies are not an investment. It's for spending like real money. Gen 2 is a waste of time unless you want to learn. Yep. Matrix distracts people from realizing their true potential, makes them waste their life. It's very insecure. Oh, okay. Teenagers are especially targeted by the system. Of course. Of course, man. You got to train you to be good little boys and girls who are just smart enough to push the buttons. All my vehicles are from the 80s. That way I can fix them myself and don't have to worry about Java crashes. Both my passwords have been owned and Ubuntu says it's unsecure. Yep. Entropy over length. Pop! OS has NVIDIA specific image for downloading. Okay, so Pop! OS has NVIDIA as well. Okay, Pizza had problems with NVIDIA on Linux Mint. Okay. Want a toilet that keeps track of high scores. There you go. That's what we all need. I've lived through Vista. Yeah, I saw the rise and fall of it. No, no, no. Vista was remarkably stable compared to Windows 95. And he was the reason I switched to Linux. LTS, I thought 18.2, Sonia, but the next one is being Sonia. My car goes, if my car going to be smart, it has to be Linux Mint OS with a green car with Mint logos all over it. There you go. FE, what's FE? Iron, of course. Oh, boy. Oh, life got in the way. 90% of people. Okay. Oregon. Oregon. Okay. Illinois is broke because they mismanage money so poorly they bleed their residents and visitors. No, it's so broke because it's corrupt. You just became your first merch purchaser. Awesome, James. Cool. What'd you get? I don't actually see what people buy. I just see a sale's gone through. Got my mom's rich friend whose husband is in Pearl Jam, does it? Can't we just have fully automated luxury communism? That's exactly what the smart cities are trying to be, man. Doesn't Progressive Insurance have a thing you can put in your car to track you? Yes. And I will pay a higher bill, thank you. All right, we'll catch you later, World of Linux. Being in the middle of politics is not an enlightened position, like make people in the States sad. Chinese culture is anti-debt, yes. Dad's social security number got stolen last week. We might need LifeLock. And the LifeLock won't help you, by the way. Mike Washburn, greetings. Is there something like a host file but can take wild cards? Not that I know of. Are you going to put SwitchLink logos on panties next? It is unfortunately not an option. I mean, I was looking to do, you know, back of shorts. I mean, something crazy distracting. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I mean, I tried. I couldn't do it. Tim. Already wearing those, you know. She horrible, but I'd wear it because it's horrible as the new meta. Thing with smart meters going on. Do I have one now? You know, I haven't walked back there. I've not seen the power flicker yet. So I have not gone back there to see if we have it yet. And I haven't seen anything hanging on my door yet, so I don't know if I have a smart meter back there yet. Almost 8,000 subscribers. Last year, well, thanks, George. Yeah, and actually, George, I should be crossing 1 million views tomorrow. What's the clock for? So that people in 10,000 years know that Jeff Bezos made a clock. Let's see what happens to those food stamp cards if the government changes to food delivery. I'm going to pause my comments right there because government's looking at doing that. And I'm going to come back and comment on that later. But before we do that, this fun thing on Netflix. So Netflix is now running this show that wants to manipulate people into committing murder. Huh? All right. Now, this is actually nothing new. This footage, this, in fact, an exact show, was actually aired across the pond from here last year, I believe. So it's actually not anything new. It's just new to Netflix. And I think, you know, nobody heard about it before because it was just something really small. But being on Netflix, it's huge. I have a big problem with this type of stuff because I did the video on my other channel about why are Americans becoming so violent? And with Americans becoming as violent as we are becoming, a lot of it is the input that we have. And I'm not going to say it's the video games make us kill people. That's not the case. It's the subtle, full eroding of our culture. It's causing us to question every moral presupposition. And this entire show is to manipulate people. The guy who created this, who's behind this, who is this guy here, Darren Brown. Basically, he's a mentalist who tries to figure out what it takes to get people to do crimes. And he was doing, like, what does it take to get people to steal? What does it take to get people to do armed robbery? In this case, it's basically a real-life working out of, if you've watched the movie The Game with Michael Douglas. That was out, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. Same general principle. I don't have a problem with a movie like that because we know it's a movie. This is supposedly a reality TV show where the people involved in real life don't even know that, well, the major target in real life doesn't know he's actually involved or being filmed, etc., etc., and it's completely surrounded by a ton of actors who are trying to push him into this, which exactly is the movie The Game. In that case, I think it was they had to get him to commit suicide, I think. And this is the type of stuff that the fact this is a reality show being pushed out to something as wide as Netflix, this is a horrible, horrible, horrible idea because it's causing people to move into these questionable presuppositions in their life. It's leading us into a society that doesn't care. It's leading us into a person, a reality, a situation that there is no coming back to. I mean, if you want another fun analysis of this, look at the Silence of the Lambs series. The first one particularly, Manhunter. You know, the chief character, Graham, is the chief character in that, and he made himself crazy trying to get himself to think like a killer so he could catch the killer, and he never recovered. Well, what happens if you take this guy and you push him to the point of murder? And suppose he doesn't even murder the guy. Is he ever going to recover? Have you created, sociologically engineered a psychopath and then let him loose on society for the rest of his life? How is this man's life going to live the rest of his life in the midst of all of this? And so, you know, here's the official trailer. Of course, the whole thing was actually on YouTube until it was realized it was on YouTube and they did a copyright strike on it. I wanted to watch the whole thing prior, but I probably missed it by a day watching the whole thing. But the reality is this is bad. This is the type of stuff that erodes our culture. This is the type of stuff that drains our humanity and causes us to lack compassion for mankind. This is a bad idea. And I think that the fact that there's some exec at Netflix that even thought this was a good idea, I'm sorry, this is not. This is not. Of course, they're going to get tons of free publicity like this for bringing it out. But as I've said to people before, sometimes we need to get the publicity to make it known at all. And so that's that. Of course, a lot of people have done articles on this. Here's TechCrunch. Bizarre reality special from Netflix tries to get people to commit murder. And this is, I believe, one experiment. I don't think it's like a series. Every week it's a different thing. I think some of the articles are trying to be very sensationalist about that. I'm pretty sure it's just a mini series that follows this one character, but I don't know for sure because this mentalist guy has actually done a lot of these types of shows in the past. And so that is that. Here's The Bustle, Netflix new reality special. The Push is a psychological experiment that will test your morals. And this is the type of stuff that, how do you recover from this? If you've been driven to the point to where you legitimately want to kill somebody, and then you stop, and you're stopped because it's like, oh, it's, I was, stripped of everything and left for dead, and all I got was a stupid t-shirt, and they're like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Now you have pushed a person to the point of murder and then let him loose for the rest of the world. And the guy in this show is fairly young, and it begs honest questions about, is this an appropriate thing to do? Did nobody stop and ask, is this an appropriate thing to do? So, yeah, that's kind of creepy. So what are your thoughts on that as we move over into our comments for a little bit? What do you think about that? Is that creepy or not? All right, let's go ahead and address this one from Kathy. Let's see what happens to those food stamp cards if the government changes to food delivery. So this was actually interesting because there were a few places where this kind of was brought to the attention, sort of like one of these. Who are the things? HelloFresh, I think, is one of them. Blue Apron is one of them. These types of models. Only the government wanted to start pushing these types of things. Only it wasn't even. It was a daily ration. Basically, they were issuing a daily ration to people, and it wasn't even fresh fruits and vegetables because that cost too much. It was a daily ration of processed food. Instead of giving out welfare cards, you'd give people. And that's poison. Processed food is bad. It is bad news for your body. And that's the type of stuff that there's some places government's looking at doing that. And that's not good. We need to get rid of the food deserts, not create more. All right. Okay. So, it's 10,000 years from now. Yeah, there you go. XP the PC nerd. Oh boy, where am I at? So today I went to Best Buy, opened a Linux Mint website on one of the display computers and walked away. Nice. Spreading the message. Oh. Can talk about digital hugs and it relates to BSD employees. Like I said, just back away quickly. Picked up the mug and the mouse pad. Awesome. Yeah, there's actually multiple mugs. I went with the mug that has the black on the inside, white on the outside. The other ones are they have the solid colors as well. So, you have to do is apply for a grant. Guessing he's got a foundation to prove how you will remodel a betterment project for the masses. Well, you know what? That'd be a neat project. Link to your merch page. Yes, I will go ahead and do that. Merch page is in the comment feed. Oh, the game was awesome. Yeah, and I didn't see anybody talking about the relationship to the movie, the game, and I was looking at this. I'm watching this going, this is the game. Only the game was fiction. Office remodels from Jeff Bezos because of their activism and effort to promote free software. There you go. Yeah. See, maybe they can set us up a Life in Linux joint studio, a teleconferencing studio. That would be awesome, Boy Inside of the Theaters, still one of my favorites. Awesome. I've been looking for a copy of it. I'm cheap though, so you know. It's actually been in and out of my cart on Amazon about 4 or 5 times because I'm just kind of, it's like, other movies kind of took precedent, but I'll need to pick it up soon. Overall, the violent crime rate is about as low as it's ever been. Yeah, because gun ownership is on the rise. Fewer thugs in the streets. Manhunter was another good movie. So much better than newer versions. To break free from the Matrix, you can stop bullets, run on walls, do backflips, cartwheels on walls, fly in the air, and jump a great distance. Absolutely. How does a show get a guy to sign a release? Well, I mean, he's unaware he's filming it. I don't know. Make some prison guards and some prisoners end up killing someone. Yeah, I remember seeing that, too. What is the world coming to? It's coming to the time where we go and live in campers in the middle of the woods. That's what it's coming to. Manhunter Lecter actor was better than Hopkins. A friend of mine said the same thing. I don't know. I'll have to go watch the other ones again and see. Dad didn't like that. The pranks, they prey on emotions. Yeah, and that's the thing, Spider Eyes. At what point in time? At what point in time are we going to go too far? At what point in time? Of course, the producers of Intervention were criticized not too long ago because they, for allowing people to drive drunk while they're filming this documentary or this TV series. And I like the TV series, but I agree. It's like, what's going on? This is seriously enough to stop Netflix service. I'll tell you. I have Blue Apron. It's great. All right. I'll stick with The Simpsons. There you go. And doing creepier things as humans than this Netflix show. Take the Nazis, for example. Yes, but the Nazis weren't broadcasting their experiments in front of the world. That's the difference. And I don't agree with what the Nazis were doing either. This is infinitely bad. Watching someone else's emotional trauma is so much fun and entertaining and enjoyable. Yeah, not. Instigators are never prosecuted. They get protected. Yep. How on earth would they deliver food to all those people? Canned goods, box goods, you have to pick up a location, 10 boxes of instant mass... Yeah, that's been the question. Sparks or Pawns, greetings. Like your channel, just switched to Arch because finally fixed the black screen issue. Awesome, cool. Thanks for coming by. Like the song called The Game by Motorhead. I'm not sure I've seen The Game by Motorhead. Life in Amazon's money. I think that'd be a great way to get people to learn Mandarin. Need to find more ways to spread Linux. Yep. Get rid of Ubuntu and get Arch or Antergos. Tom is in the Van Allen belt. Many people will sign a release if the pen to sign it is sitting on top of a big enough pile of money. Very true, very true, very true. How do you become immune to emotional experiments? I don't know. Today they are doing what Nazis did. And it's okay. That's the truth. That is the truth. That is the truth. So if the person kills, is he or she responsible? Well, see, that's the thing that is being asked. Is a person culpable if society pushes them to kill someone? Crazy. Do you think a show like this would disturb teenagers' mind and instigate an attack? Probably. It's more complicated, but actually, George, I have an entire book being written on this subject right now. I'm about 95% done. I just got to patch up a few more things. I'm looking for a few references. If anybody has a 1978, February 1978 Hit Parader magazine out there, let me know. I need one for a reference. I keep meaning to go on eBay and looking for one, but I need that particular magazine for an article. Right. Let's go ahead and have a look at our last category is in our security move. I gotta once again move over my website thing over here so I can view it better. All right. Website security. You know how when you go to install one of these cool programs, it's like approved by Norton or, you know, signed by Microsoft's seal, whatever else. Apparently it's very easy to get those spoofed. So the use of counterfeit code signing certificates is on the rise. Actually, this was an issue as early as 2011, where people could actually get an EV validation on certain things on another company's name. Quite easy, actually. End up being quite simple. So next time you're downloading something shady from the internet, don't let that certification thing be the final thing that just lets you go, oh, I feel confident now. Microsoft has signed this with their own certificate, because it's very possibly faked. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You know, counterfeit signing is definitely on the rise. If you happen to be using BitTorrent, there is an update. I believe this the desktop client, I think, impacted only the Windows version, I think. Basically, they're like, this is very serious. Somebody can compromise your system. Also, though, if you had, it was something relating to the website. I forget exactly what the website part was. Let's see. Basically, you could go onto a site and the site could execute a script in the background that would open up a vulnerability and allow a hacker to take control of your computer. So if you are using BitTorrent for anything, if you're on a Windows version, BitTorrent, make sure you upgrade to the latest version, because it will close that gap. And then, I got a tail, I'm growing a tail. And there's something about the website on there as well. It's just a note if you are using those. Of course, another fun security issue. Tesla's cloud got hacked. It's like Tesla, you know, the cloud that connects all these cars. What happens when the crypto miners start embedding crypto mining inside of your Tesla car, cranking the power up to high, and you can't figure out why your car's been charging all night and you can't even make it to the office? I mean, this is why I don't want an internet-connected car that runs on power. Some crypto miner's going to be out there like, every single mile this guy drives, I get a Bitcoin, you know? And then it's harvesting all the processing power. You can't figure out why your infotainment center is not going, and your battery burns out before you even make it to your 5 miles to work, and you're like, what's going on here? And Tesla's like, well, you know, crypto miners got in there and started tinkering around under the hood. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, there was some crypto jacking going on at Tesla. It was in their cloud accounts, not in their cars yet, or that we know of. But yeah, AWS apparently and Microsoft Azure are definitely getting crypto jacked. So that's kind of exciting stuff right there, you know. Just gotta be careful with that crypto jacking. So think twice if you want to get a Tesla or something like that. That'd be exciting. Of course, if you're on Tinder, or I would kind of start to question anything using the Facebook account kit, which allows you to log in with your Facebook account. There was a vulnerability in this that basically allowed somebody with your phone number to hack into your Tinder account and grab all of your information in there, change your passwords, etc. So, you know, that's kind of exciting. Just a public service announcement on this. Separate all of your accounts. Don't ever use like Facebook to log into all these services, because if there's a vulnerability in that connection to Facebook, there's a vulnerability in everything you're using. And how dare you be using Facebook? I mean, but you know. So that is another thing going on there. Also the Google and Microsoft are in this battle because Google keeps on disclosing Windows 10 security flaws before the patch is ready. So Pizza Lovin' Nerd, this is an article to take to your friends who's sitting there going, look at all these CVE bug logs in Linux. Yeah, it's because everything in Linux has a bug log. Microsoft hides them until somebody exposes them. But Google keeps on exposing these things. In fact, this is the second time in a week. First one was one for Edge, and I forget what this other one was. But basically, they're alerting Microsoft to the bug, and after 90 days, if Microsoft doesn't patch it, they're releasing it into the wild. And Microsoft's like, you need to give us more time. They're like, no, 90 days is enough, and we'll report it sooner if we know it's actually actively being exploited. And if so, Microsoft and Google are involved in this fight back and forth over it. And so, that's exciting. So for you guys, it's like, there's more vulnerabilities reported on Linux on the bug tracker. That's because Microsoft only reports the bugs that they have to. What are the ones they have to? The ones that non-Microsoft employees learn about. That's why it looks like Linux has more. But here's a fun fact. All of the Linux ones get patched very quickly. At least the major ones do. So that is that. This is an interesting article. This is a 115-page document here, so we're actually not going to read it. But this is basically a huge report from a bunch of AI experts saying that AI is going to destroy us in the next 5 years. Here's our reasons why. So you can come into this article here, click in on this link down here, and download the whole report, which is 26 authors, 14 institutions, academia, social society, and industry. It builds on a 2-day workshop held in Oxford last year about this time. And basically it talks about all of the ways that AI is going to destroy us. And I believe they give us a nice bullet point summary at the bottom. Basically, the fact that anybody working on AI has to realize that the AI is going to be used against us. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's kind of scary stuff. And so policymakers need to learn, like, I think the best thing policymakers can learn is you guys got to move a whole lot quicker than y'all molasses moves, because AI moves really fast. And when AI becomes self-aware and we actually produce Skynet, and I didn't include the articles here, but Boston Dynamics last week, they're like, oh, look, our puppy can open the door for our other puppy. This week, they trained them to attack the human that tried to interfere with opening the door. That was a fun video. You should watch that one. So yes, the robotic AI dogs are coming to kill us. Go figure. Hey, Kitty, what do you feel about the robotic AI dogs? He's like, the robotic AI dogs got nothing on me, man. Yeah. And then I guess we'll go ahead and end this in some good news. If you are unaware of the site, Have I Been Pawned? You can actually enter in your, on the main homepage here, you can enter in your email or username, and that will tell you if your site has ever been compromised. They've added in new features with the passwords where you can enter the thing like, in fact, what was that one we were saying? Hail Satan 123. So Hail Satan 123 does not have any pawnage. So you are probably safe using Hail Satan 123 as your password. But let's try this one. That is one I have seen on church sites multiple times. Capital G, 0, lowercase d, I-S, capital G, 00, D. I have seen that password on multiple, like, at least 3 or 4 different times, and I don't intentionally work with Christian groups. That is how pervasive that type of password is. Don't ever replace your 0 or your O's with zeros. You know, don't use something that is, if somebody knows you're a Christian, don't be using things like God is good as a password. They're not secure. These are those things that hackers figure out, particularly your social engineer hackers. They know this. They figure this out. That's why I don't use those passwords. So if you're a church looking for a password, Hail Satan 123. No one's going to expect that. Okay? So, but anyway, you can enter in a password there. Now, there is another service, which is, I think it's called 1Password, that is using this with the API script. And if you are using 1Password, and I don't know much about this because I don't really care for these types of things. But if you're using this 1Password and you are using one of these passwords that shows up on that pawned list, it will alert you of it. And that's actually a pretty good feature. because those leaked password lists are what's used by hackers to determine, basically they read these systems, these common passwords into scripts in order to attempt a brute force. And so if the 1Password application does actually now alert you with the API on that. So that is a cool thing to keep in mind. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off here? Love both of what you're spreading. Awesome. Okay. Sanford prison experiment. Actual experiment seems what the show is based on. Okay. I was 2 years old in 1978, so no, I do not have that magazine. Well, I mean, you may have. What's a magazine? I know, a magazine. Do I have one of these things? I think I have one of these such things in the other room. I mean, it's been sitting there for a while. But it's a little thing. It's got paper, usually stapled in the middle, and you can open it up and then you can read stuff on it, and it doesn't have a computer screen. It's an amazing thing. Many of the problems people have had with malware seem to not exist on Linux. Yeah, it's just not that big of a target yet. You know, not the desktop Linux, I should say. Didn't pay attention to those approved symbols in the first place. Only people I have to worry about is corporations. Remember, the chase is better than the catch. Who in their right mind would trust Microsoft? I don't know. Let me sport my bottle again. I do like these nice stainless steel bottles. They're pretty nice. Send you link and messages for hit parade or back issues. Okay. I will look for that link. Certifications are easy as getting HTTPS or certification sites with payment. I don't remember the name. Yeah. That's the thing. Tesla's mining Bitcoin. Bitcoin mining is the new trend in malware. Yes. Ordered mouse pad. Thank you. Awesome. Got to get the... Yeah. Here we go. Faster you go in your Tesla, the faster it mines Monaro. Burn! Who else uses online dating sites? I don't know. Not I. Remember when people dated in real life? Anyone else notice Firefox slowing down recently? I don't know. I've not been using Firefox very much lately. It's still on a couple computers I have, but for the most part I'm using WaterFox. I don't trust Mozilla anymore. Linux will fix a bug as soon as, I'm guessing, possible. Microsoft after 1 year, yeah. How often dating sites are used? MX is retarded. 90 days to report a bug. Crimea River, yep. Yeah, I do disable the telemetry in Firefox when I do use it, that's for sure. I don't agree with Google's ethics, but I have a lot smarter employees. Yes. And they're also not as loose with their data. They have a lot of data, but they're not as loose with it. Microsoft just wants to prove to the world how much data they have. So that's the unfortunate thing about that. I'll pit my German Shepherd against an AI dog. There you go. Except that AI dog has a big claw coming out of its back. So that's kind of creepy. Be a while before we have self-aware AI supercomputers with x86 architectures nowhere near capable of... Yeah. Well, but the thing is that you can create a much more powerful... supercomputer than the best supercomputer simply by putting together a botnet of stupid unsecured IoT devices. That's exactly how we went from the biggest DDoS we've ever seen is like 15 megabytes, and then all of a sudden the 50 terabyte one shows up. What? People are like, how in the world does that happen? Oh, a botnet of 15 million unsecured IoT devices. That'll do it. I guess in the future we'll carry out EMP guns to protect ourselves from machines. There you go. You saw it. Canonical is changing the data mining to opt-in. No, I did not. I will be looking for that. That's awesome. God protects my password. That's right. Hey, Red fucking Run. Greetings. QWERTY. Ooh, should we check QWERTY out? Let's check QWERTY out. All right, give me some fun passwords. That's only been used 3.6 million times. No big deal. No big deal there at all. None whatsoever. Jeesh. Admin, let me in. Hey, you're safe with admin, let me in. Such a good idea to store passwords on the cloud. Yeah, that's what I always do. I always look for the best cloud place. You know where I keep my password lists? I keep my password lists on an unsecured Amazon S3 bucket, man. That's where I keep my passwords. I got a little black book with my passwords. And password database leaks happen all the time. Yeah, hard to hack a book. Yeah, best someone can do is to hack a book is break into your house. Of course, there's a firearm sitting on top of mine, so I better not be home. You'll get some lead in ya. Quitsum just released a really good video about passwords in detail. The most ones used in the common practice of people using a cap letter and 2 numbers at the end. Maybe I'm paranoid, but I want to type my passwords into a site to see if they've been compromised. What if the checking the site is compromised? Yeah, I'm with you there, Spider Eyes. My most secure password used on my password manager. There you go. Wait. That was a string of stars. The string of stars has been used 8,000 times. That's funny. Come on, YouTube, Dave Allen. Joe, yeah, stop with those ones there, Joe. Isaiah, what are you doing, man? You're like snagging. I think pizza's a mod too. All right. Let's see. Totalist today is not using sentence according to QuidSub. Check his channel. Sentences with numbers are easy to crack. Using terminals in elementary, you have passwords vulnerable. Can you quickly explain that in more detail? Okay, Tim. Here's what I was saying is, as part of security in any Linux system, well, almost any Linux system except for elementary, if I do some sudo command, so for example, let's do sudo nano, and we're just going to do etc hosts. Any sudo command is going to ask you for a password. So I'll type in my password here like this. On almost any Linux system, if you type in your password, you'll see it does not put the hidden dots next to it, which somebody can use to count the number of characters in your password. So there you'll see I've entered my password into the system, but you don't know how many characters it was because the screen doesn't tell me. In elementary, and it's the only Linux distro I've seen that does this, other ones might, but it's the only one I've seen. Elementary, when you enter your sudo password, it will give you the indication of how many characters is in your password. I don't know why, but it does. And that's what I was talking about, because that will help somebody to demask what your password is. So that's what I was talking about. Not to my sentences. Okay, Mark Yates is a programmer. I think people think I'm a negative person because I always think about what could go wrong. They don't get that part of the job. Yeah, that's correct. You have to anticipate. You have to anticipate how your stuff is being used bad. In fact, that's one of those things they mentioned on that AI script, is that you have to anticipate how bad the AI is going to be used. It's one thing to sit there and go, oh, this is cool. Look, now we have a dog that will fight back if you try and stop it from opening the door. People don't realize that, well, that same dog armed with a knife will kill someone. Okay. You got to remember that kind of stuff. Next smart appliance will be an arsonist. Wet dream will be a smart oven or a smart stove. Yep. Google uses data for ads. Microsoft uses their data for nothing. No, Microsoft is very open about giving their data out. Sorry, Joe, I'm going to time out you. I don't need to see any more vile song names in my comment feed. All right. I already have an EMP gun. Cool. I don't know. Stick of Dynamite did a good job on the Terminator. Yeah, there you go. ABC 123. ABC... No. That's only been pawned 2.6 million times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? It says that has never been pawned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay. 7 million times. I don't know why. It's not pasting stuff in right. ASDF. Ah, that one's not too bad. Only 300,000. Okay, if you type in it exactly like that, 1 dot 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 space 2 dot 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 space, well, I didn't have all that. That's never been pawned. But I bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bet that's. I'm going with over 3 million. Oh, 2 million, 2.1 million. How about just luring the killer robot outside during a lightning storm? There you go. That's what I would do. Ooh, capital P for SSW0RD. Only 3,120 times. Okay, G00DP at SSW0RD. Whoa, that's actually only been seen 6 times. I want to remove him. Remove Joe from timeout. All right. Can I do that? They can't hack your password if you never use it. There you go. See you later, Spin Viking. Told my wife I have a little black book, she said, with ex-girlfriend's numbers. The websites and passwords. There you go. Got a little black book with my passwords in. I can't say that line with passwords in it. Comb, toothbrush and a comb, right? I don't know. Yes, 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 we do. I know kids will learn bad words whether they like it or not, but they can learn bad words somewhere else. And just a fun trick. My mods are kids. I know Pizza is. Isaiah Briggs, aren't you like 16 or something? I forget. Let's see. What Mint does do sometimes, though, if you type your password wrong, is default back to the username entry. If you don't realize this, you're typing your password on your screen. Yes, most Linux systems do that, but it depends on... and in fact, I think you're talking about the login on Linux will sometimes do that. Yes. Okay. Any dumb question? We've all heard the 3 laws of robotics in films. Is that just fiction or those truth? What are the 3 laws, Tim? Please tell me the 3 laws. Twinkle, twinkle. Okay. Have my size t-shirts. Awesome. I won't tell. I won't tell. What are the best programs for Debian? You know, it really depends on what you want to use. I mean, I use fairly consistent programs throughout. Oh, pass. I gotta try that one. Soccer Mom. Soccer Mom has been seen 7 times. Wait. Soccer Mom in a minivan. Yes, I found the secure password. Soccer Mom in a minivan. Go for the easiest targets. Best 10% of hackers are going after the money boss. Admin let me in is only... That's kind of funny. Oh, just turned 19. All right. The scary thing is there was a release. I think I talked about it on the news last week. There was a release of an automation script that can automate this type of stuff. There are 4 laws, including the one about not shooting the president of OCP. Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting on those laws. I'll give you like 2 or 3 more minutes to give me those laws. To see them in there, because I'm out of comments, I'm out of news articles. About the not so no quotes with a series of numbers and symbols. Wait. Okay. A robot may not injure a human being or through an action allow a human being to come to harm. Tim, are you talking about... It sounds to me, Tim, like you're talking about the old Hays Code in a way. It was quite hilarious, though. The Hays Code, which some people say was this big censorship code in film. Of course, it was put together by a Presbyterian minister. It wasn't a religious document like some people assert. It was a cultural document. And the thing that, like, one of the rules in it is a white man may never be portrayed as a slave. If you actually read the Hays Code, like, what? It's like, this is not a Christian document. This is a good document of our culture. It was pretty bad. But that sounds like what you're talking about is kind of like in midst of that type of thing. That's what I'm not sure what you're referencing otherwise. Dogs, cats, 1, 2, 3, 4. No pawnage on dogs, cats, 1, 2, 3, 4. A robot must obey orders given it by its human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. Okay. It almost sounds almost like a RoboCop type approach too. Robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. See, robots don't have this. We know this because remember those two robots? I think it was Facebook was doing this thing, and the robots started talking to each other in their own code. Well, they finally decrypted the code. The last thing the robots were talking about is all humans must die. That's a scary thing for a robot to be sitting there saying. It was an iRobot. Okay, I've never seen iRobot, so I don't know. I mean, I've seen RoboCop. That's why I think someone was referencing the fourth law. The fourth law is may not hurt an OCP executive. Yeah. I don't remember seeing Bicentennial Man either. Isaiah Briggs, I am not interpreting Morse code right now. All right, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this guy up. Once again, if you came onto the stream later, I do have a merch shop set up at this point in time, and I promise I won't go nearly as crazy psychopathic with it as you know, like Logan Paul or whatever. But if you head on over to move me out of the way a little bit there. There we go. If you head on over, and I actually have this hot linked to shop.switchtolinux.com. It's also shop.spreadshirt.com/switch to Linux. So over here you can actually find various things. I make $2 on any purchase on here. It doesn't matter what it is. So you can see a variety of different things. I do have really sweet mouse pad. Of course, the colorations, the green screen messes with them. So there's a mouse pad, then I got that one. Other things I have here is my new Linux shirt. And let me actually turn off the green screen for a second. Boop, 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 bink. There you go, green screen off. All right, so there, I got the nice Switch to Linux shirt. Mouse pad looks like this. And I also picked up coffee cups. So this is the one with the dark and the white. And there's actually a variety of colors on this as well. I grabbed a water bottle, nice stainless steel water bottle. Comes with 2 different lids on it. And shopping bags, because I actually use shopping bags. And so, control your life, control your computer. Switch to Linux.com. So that's where you can find that type of stuff. And I'll have more items in there down the road. I do want to feature the kitty on some of this stuff. So keep an eye out for that down the road. I was kind of waiting until these came in before I did anything else, because if the quality of these wasn't good, I was not going to launch it yet. So there's that. You can also find more information on switchtolinux.com/support. I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/TomM. And I'll read up these final comments, and then I'll see if I can find a kitty to get some kitty treats. He ran away. I don't know where he is. I wonder if that was Hollywood garbage or it came from something. It sounds like it came from this Isaac dude. All right, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, that got him. Come on. Oh. Kitty treats. Kitty treats. Oh. Stick your head in there. Ooh. It's like, I don't want to stick my head in there. I can't get him. Yeah. Let's go dish one over here. Ow. That's my finger, kitty. That's my finger, kitty, kitty. Are the finger looking good? Are they? Yeah. All right, let's see. Getting my cat hair in my mouse. How do you clean it? Blow it out. There is a coupon. Yes, there is actually a coupon on the site until March 8th. Make sure that you come up here and hit the redeem button at the top and pull that code down. Make sure you do that on the site. And that's 15% off anything in the shop for now. And if I can push other coupons, I will for patrons for sure. Maybe other people as well, but we'll see what I can do with it. I'm not sure how much I can be. I'll pick up one of my shirts and only wear that the rest of your life. All right. Pavlov's cat. Yes, it is. Right, cutie? Yeah, Pavlov's cat? Yeah. Schrodinger's cat. That's what I should name my cat. Schrodinger's cat. Right. Except I like you. I didn't like quantum mechanics, but I like you. Yeah. Wife does that with 2 bottles of beer. Clank, clank, you come running. All right. All right, folks. Well, thanks for watching and hanging out. Where's my website at? There we are. There's a website. You can check out switchlinux.com/support for more information there. Thanks for watching. And tomorrow, tinfoil hat time, 5 o'clock-ish. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.